Welcome to the Select Board's August 12, 2025 meeting. Welcome, everybody. It's wonderful to see you. And Mike, would you like to lead us with the Pledge of Allegiance?
Yes, of course.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Well, it's nice to see a full room. Thank you very much, and I hope everybody's having a great summer. Can we have approval of the minutes of June 17, 2025?
So moved.
Second.
Second. Any discussions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, at this time, we're going to go to new public business, and if we could, we can limit it to 3 minutes. The clerk has a timer, so if a lot of people want to come up, please go up to the mic and introduce yourself and let us know what you'd like to talk about. Thank you. Bill? Oh.
Hi, Lauren Steves, Town Meeting Member, Precinct 3. I just wanted to follow up and maybe get an update or just make sure that the research into the electronic voting devices for town meeting is still being looked into. That's all.
No, that's good, Lauren. Thank you. And the town manager is looking into that for you, and we should be reporting up, back to you shortly. And you got our emails, correct? Yes. Okay, great. Thank you. Bill, please go up.
Bill Bradstreet, Town Meeting Member, Precinct 1. In the past, I've always asked for you to tell me you're working on it when I've asked about something. Can you tell me how far up the list the dead and dying trees down at Pope's Landing are going to be addressed?
Can we get an update? Ms. Town Manager? Yeah. We'll get back to you. We're working on it, Bill.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
The other thing is, I think it's disingenuous or disrespectful. This is a select board, one of many important boards that this town has. Unfortunately, you're scheduled at 6:30 tonight, and at 7 o'clock, the planning board is also scheduled. And trying to make a decision which board is more important, it's impossible. So I personally would like to see someone make the effort to try to do a better job at scheduling. They're all important.
Mm-hmm.
And if someone has a question, and they're at one board and not the other, it's too late.
Nope, I agree. Town Manager, you can look into that also.
I just found that out today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anybody else? Okay. We're going to move on to number 3. The board will recognize the Holton Richmond Middle School student, Lila Sanitas, for her award-winning Arson Watch poster. Are you here, hon? Can you go up to the microphone? And welcome. What a spectacular picture. We want to thank you very much and congratulations. Tell us a little bit like what made you, decide to do it like that. Very intrigued with hearing about it.
I'll hold the poster up.
And it's also on our wall too, so everybody can see it's in the Toomey room. It will stay there. Thank you.
I chose to do that design because we had to make a poster that would help prevent fires in people's homes. And like a really common one is putting metal in microwaves. So it was kind of a PSA for people not to do that.
It's beautiful. And we also have the fire department also. Would you like to say something?
Yes, I just want to speak a little bit on the program. So the Arson Watch Reward Program every year has a fire safety poster contest. And last year, Layla created that great poster, which honestly, we do go to a significant amount of calls where people put metal either accidentally, sometimes in the microwave, and it sparks and it causes a hazard. So it's a great message to get out there to the public. But as a result of her wonderful work, she was awarded second place in the state of Massachusetts in the poster contest. And the town, the Danvers Fire Department, receives a grant for $1,500 as a result of that. And that money will be used to support our fire safety educator program, to continue our teaching within the schools and get the message out to students such as Layla. I would like to personally thank her and congratulate her.
Congratulations. Yeah. Keep up the good work. Are you going to go to art school? Are you thinking about art school? No, no. My niece Nicole did the illustrations for the Endicott Park book. You know, it's definitely a talent. Congratulations again. Anybody else want to say anything?
No, just congratulations.
Yes,
Yeah,
congratulations.
definitely. Thank you, Lila, for your artistic talent and for using it to preach some fire prevention. So thank you to you and congratulations. And thanks to the parents too and the family. Takes a village, so thank you.
Good job, Mom and Dad. Okay, we will go on to number 4. The board will consider an appointment to the Human Rights and Inclusion Committee. And everybody got in their packet. We are looking to appoint Lucita Pumphrey, right? Yes. Hi, welcome. Thank you.
Good evening, Chair and board members. My name is Karen Elliott Graysdorf, and I serve on the HRIC, and just want to let you know that at our July meeting, our new leadership team was selected. Our chair is Johan Hunter. Jorge Sanchez Salazar, who is here this evening, he and I are serving as vice chairs, and Sarah Goodale O'Brien is serving as treasurer. And it is our pleasure this evening to present Luisita Pumphrey for consideration as the newest member to the Human Rights and Inclusion Committee. It was a joy to have Luisita serving with us last year on the MLK Move Like King 2025 Program Committee, and she has also attended several of our monthly meetings to really have a deep understanding of how the committee works, and we look forward to welcoming her and her bringing her fresh ideas and her touches within the community. And I will turn the mic to Luisita.
Thank you, Karen. Hi, good evening. My name is Luisita. As they mentioned, I've been a Danvers resident for the past 10 years, and with my husband, John Pumphrey. Very looking forward to helping out and being part of this committee. It has been an eye-opener to be able to realize, how we can support and everything that I read something the other day, like if you're not part of the conversation, if you're not part of the table, so then you're probably in the menu. The reality is we have to be part of it if we want to see changes. So that's the way I see it. And it's a little bit about myself. I am a real estate agent. I work all North Shore and also Merrimack Valley. And I'm also part of the NAREP Association, which is the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Agents. And what it looks for, it's making sure that there's equality also not only in representation, but also that the realtors and people that work in this industry, they are fully equipped to represent all type of communities, especially the Latin community. So that's a little bit about myself. And again, thank you for the consideration and appointing me. And if there's anything at your service.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Gardner, do you have anything to say?
No, I have no questions. I'm thankful that you've been attending meetings and helping with the organization of events, so that shows your commitment, and I appreciate your volunteerism.
Thank you.
Dan?
Thank you. I'm happy to hear that you've been attending meetings and you understand the commitment to participate in that committee.
Yes.
Sometimes we appoint people and they don't realize the commitment that's needed to make that committee work. But I think that you understand that. Thank you.
Yes, I do understand. Thanks.
Mike? Thank you. Congratulations. I think it's great. It takes everybody to make this work, so thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Michael.
Dee?
Yeah, thank you, Lucida. I've met you at the meetings and several events. Thank you for stepping forward to serve on this very important committee. This is an important role and responsibility that you're going to be carrying. You are not just volunteering your time, but you are also representing the values that this town stand for. So I think it's very important, and like Select Board Member Dan said, attending meeting and being part of it fully is also equally important. So congratulations and looking forward to working with you.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
And I just want to say congratulations, too, and I think, like they said, attending the meetings, being part of the community, living in Danvers, it's huge. And I think our paths have crossed somewhere with probably the real estate world. The Bennett's a real estate agent, too, so
Oh, perfect.
congratulations. And,
Thank you.
folks, do I have a motion?
So moved. We appoint her to the Human Rights Inclusion Committee.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed. Congratulations, and thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we'll go to item number 5. The board will finalize street acceptances of Chatham Lane, Colantoni Drive, Crane Street, Franklin Street, Hunt Street, and Wildwood Road in accordance with the action taken at the May 19, 2025 Annual Town Meeting, Article 12. And who is here to speak on our behalf is Mr. Stephen King, right? Thank you, Stephen.
Good evening. It's nice to see everyone. Thank you for having me. I'm here tonight to do or present the final order of taking for the streets that were just mentioned. As far as part of this process, we had a public hearing back in March and April of this year, where we laid out, the select board laid out the streets. We then had town meeting in May, where the town meeting accepted to lay out the streets and accept them as public ways. This is the final process of that step. We do the order of taking, and then after the order of taking is approved by the select board and passed, we would then take it to the registry of deeds to record them as public ways. And I'm happy to take any questions that you may have on
Yep.
the streets or part of the program.
Thank you, Stephen. Gardner?
No questions, thank you.
Mike?
I know you did all the paperwork, so I'm not going to end up in Superior Court over this, right?
No.
No, thank you very much. Yeah, no questions.
Dee?
No questions, thank you.
And Dan?
All set, thank you.
Stephen, you do a great job, thank you. Would we like, so let's, do I have a motion? Oh, questions, I'm sorry, with the audience. Bill, please go up. I'm sorry.
We need a motion, we've already approved it.
Bill Bradstreet, Town Meeting Member, Precinct 1. I know every year we go through this, it's expensive for the town, or it used to be, maybe it isn't now. How many streets are left to be accepted? And is, in fact, the developers who are responsible for these roads, are they paying the fee and not the town?
Stephen, can you answer that, please? Thank you.
For the streets that were provided by developers, they pay for all the fees for the recording. The streets that were not done by developers, so that's Crane Street, Franklin Street, for example, those are paid through the town. So any subdivision that went through the planning board process, per subdivision regulations, they do the final taking and recording of those projects, and they present all the paperwork to us, so they do all the legwork. And we just actually verify that the way they laid out the street is with town standards. Okay.
Madam Chairman, I have a question, if I may, through you to maybe Mr. King. The motion says acceptance order of taking of the fee in the way. So that sounds like something that came out of a Latin book many years ago. Can you explain just what order of taking of the fee in the way is?
So now that once we take the street, we own the rights and property to anything within the layout that was laid out, the plan that was laid out as far as that street. So any public services, repairs, utility easements that are within that layout, the town is now responsible for the fee.
Okay, thank you very much for that explanation.
And it's, to answer the other question, we have roughly 85 streets still left in town that are private.
Okay.
Any other questions from the audience? Would anybody like to ask Stephen any questions? Okay.
Madam Chairman, I move that the Select Board take by eminent domain the fee simple of the following roadways laid out by the Board of Selectmen on March 4th. Actually, Select Board, if I may change that. Laid out by the Select Board on March 4th, 2025, April 1st, 2025, accepted as town ways under Article 12 of the May 19th, 2025 Annual Town Meeting, and as authorized by town meeting to acquire said fee in the ways Chatham Lane, Colony Drive, Crane Street, Franklin Street, Hunt Street, Wildwood Road. Said taking of each fee in the way as being more particularly described in the respective order of taking to be executed by the Select Board this date.
Second the motion?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you, Stephen. You might as well just stay here too, right? The board will execute easement documents for 348 Andover Street in accordance with action at May 19, 2025 annual town meeting under Article 19 Cemetery Road. Can you talk about that too, Stephen, please?
Sure. Thank you. Steve King, Town Engineer, Department of Public Works. So this is one of those situations that is actually first for my experience within the town. We, at 348 Andover Street, there's a lot that has an existing 20-foot wide water easement that runs across the entire of the parcel. This year or last year, we were approached by the owners of the lot to potentially serve this lot with sewer in the future. In talking with our town council, they advised us that it would be in the best interest of the town and the homeowner to provide a sewer easement through the water easement in order for that parcel to be serviced by town sewer. Did I have everyone still? So in order to proceed with that route, we did have to go through town meeting and the select board process in order to modify the existing easement that was taken in 1961 by a special town meeting vote back in 1961. So now that we've had town meeting approval to allow the select board to modify the easement language, we're now before the board to modify it to allow a 400 square foot sewer easement to be overlaid on top of the 20-foot wide water easement. So originally, the grantor of the easement was the homeowner, grantee was the town. That same relationship still remains the same in this case. So the grantor is still granting the town an easement, but it's being modified with your approval to allow sewer in it as well.
Okay, questions? Gardner?
No questions, thank you.
Dan?
Nope, all set, thank you.
Michael?
No questions, thank you.
Dee?
No questions, thanks.
Maureen? You're very knowledgeable, and thank you. We're lucky to have you. Do I have a motion?
I move that the Select Board vote to accept a grant of utility easement from Roland Lemuel to the town of Danvers for the purpose of furnishing sewer service to the property at 348 Andover Street, Danvers, Mass. Said easement is more particularly described in the grant of easement and proposed sewer easement plan to be considered by the Select Board.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Anybody want to talk about anything else? Okay, Stephen, we're going to go on to the next one. The board will execute easement documents for 13 Forest Street in accordance with action taken at the May 19, 2025 annual town meeting, Article 25. You have the floor again, Stephen. Thank you.
Thank you. This is a similar situation, so I got 2 in 1 year. Lucky me. Except it was a reverse situation. So the town was granted an existing a sewer easement in 1966 along parallel with Forest Street. Recently this year, the owners of the parcel at 13 Forest Street requested permission to allow a sewer service to feed a new dwelling they're going to create on the back of their property at 13 Forest Street. In order to proceed with that work, and that dwelling, we needed a separate utility related to water. The water would have to come from Forest Street across the parcel, across our easement that we currently retain, and then feed the house. So in order to accomplish that, again, we needed the grantor to grant the town an easement along with, including a water parcel about 205 square feet in order to install a new water service to the dwelling on top of through the existing sewer easement. A lot going on there. Again, we're going with our town council to go through the language and make sure we went through the right process and steps and make sure we had everything correctly written in the grant of easement from the owner being the grantor and the town still being the grantee.
Okay.
Any questions?
Questions? Mike?
No, no questions, thank you.
Dee?
Yeah, are there two parties involved to this or three?
Just on this one's on 13 Forest Street?
Yes.
It's a group that owns it.
Oh, okay.
I'll get the name of it. Toward Independent Living and Learning Corporation is the actual owner of the property.
Okay, and everyone is on board with
Correct.
requests?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Dan?
Question through you, Madam Chair, to the clerk. Are there diagrams or mylars for us to sign on these, or is that done?
Did we already sign the Mylars, or are they still to come to follow?
The
On-
Mylar plans will come to follow.
Come to follow, and do signatures be notarized according to the paperwork attached here?
I have the notarization pages here, but it was confusing, so I didn't want you to sign. These are my pages.
So we have something to sign.
You do have something to sign, and then I will
Wonderful.
notarize your signatures.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
For both.
For
all.
the three packages.
All of the above.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Any other questions with the audience or anything? All right, do I have a motion?
I move that the Select Board vote to accept a grant of utility easement from Toward Independent Living and Learning, Inc. To the town of Danvers for the purpose of furnishing water service to the property at 13 Forest Street, Danvers, Mass. Said easement is more particularly described in the grant of easement proposal water easement plan to be considered by the Select Board.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Excellent. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to take, out of order, we're going to take 12, since Stephen's here. Stephen, can you stay for item 12, please? Item 12 is going to be a public hearing, will be held on a request to modify the previously granted application of Wakefield Associates, Joe Roberto, project manager, to occupy the public way in front of 17 Elm Street to continue construction. Welcome. Thank you. Hi.
Hi, my name's Tim Spencer.
Hey, Tim.
I was sent here because Joe Roberto was going to have his lawyer represent him, but she's at the planning board.
There you go, Bill.
She couldn't make it. I'm doing the site work, I tore the building down. We're about to put all the utilities in. We need an extension to redo the sidewalks till October 15th, that's what they're looking for.
Okay.
So we have time to install the water, the sewer, the gas, all of that, and then put the sidewalk back.
Okay. This is a public hearing. Does anybody else have any questions?
No questions.
Mike?
No questions.
Dan?
I have a question.
Yes, please.
And this is more procedural through you to whomever. Yes, the address is 17 Elm Street, but you tore up the sidewalk on Page Street, and it's never mentioned. And you're occupying Page Street as well as Elm Street.
That's correct.
And that's not your fault, but I don't know why it doesn't say and Page Street on these applications, agendas.
It should, because all the utilities come off of Page Street.
Right.
Okay.
Madam Clerk, can we look into that?
Well, I brought it up
Building
before. That's what,
inspector?
I brought it up the last time they were here,
Yeah,
to folks involved.
to do the demo. I did the demo, yeah.
Yeah, I know. You're doing a good job. I see it every day. Confusing what you're doing with that foundation, but
Yeah. I'm glad I'm not the foundation guy. Yeah.
And
no,
I-
everything seems to be working out fine.
It is.
I just, procedurally, I'm confused.
Right.
Madam
and-
Clerk, through you,
Yes.
Madam Clerk, if there's no street address for that location, how do you make reference to it?
What's 17 Elm Street?
It's 17 Elm Street, but
Right.
there's no street address on Page Street.
Correct, but they're occupying the town way on Page
I
Street.
get that. I'm just
That's-
saying, how
that's
do
my
you
issue.
reference that section when there's no way to say it's an address, a specific address?
It's Page Street.
Perhaps it should say corner
Water, yeah.
of 17 Page Street.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry to, not directed at you, but
No problem. No
you're
problem.
taking the parking spaces, the sidewalk, and
Yep, you're right. We've got the place really messed up, yeah.
No, it looks good. And Stephen, you're fine with everything that's going on? What's your opinion on this?
Yeah, and discussing this with our internally, the extension to October 15th is a reasonable deadline for them to allow them to do the utility work and repair the sidewalks. The repair of the sidewalks and inspection of utilities is going to come through the Danvers Engineering Division and the Water and Sewer Division as well. So we'll be monitoring when they're ready for their inspections. They'll pull their permits for the utilities, and then we'll do the inspection to make sure they're complying with our town regulations.
Wonderful, yeah, just before the snow comes, right? Thank you. Now,
Madam Chairman, can I confirm it's concrete sidewalks?
It will be concrete sidewalks.
Thank you.
one for you, okay, good. Okay, this is a public hearing. Can I have a motion to close the public hearing?
Or did anybody
Or
have?
does anybody else want to say anything else before we close it? I don't think so. Going once. going
Motion to
twice.
move the public hearing?
Second?
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Do I have a motion?
Motion to grant the extension as requested.
Well, Brad, if I
second?
may, can we just add in there the corner of,
To include the corner of Page Street,
right, so just so it's in the public record,
contiguous to the 17 Elm.
in
That
the
was
date,
until October 15th, correct? No later than October 15th?
correct?
Thank you. Who was the second? You was the motion, and who made the
Second.
second?
Dee
Dee?
was.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Thank you. Thank you, good luck. Thank you so much. All right, so we've got 12, so we're going to go back. All right, so we're going to
I didn't think I'd get
go
a second
to
shot at it.
Number 8, we're going to take, moving things around a little bit. The board will consider a special event application for a march by Laura Seeley and David McKenna on behalf of the Danvers Historical Society, requesting permission for a march beginning at the Rebecca Nurse Homestead and ending at the corner of High and Conant Streets from 1:30 to 2 p.m., and then blocking a portion of the streets at the corner of High and Conant Streets from 2 to 3 p.m. on Sunday, September 14th, 2025. David, thank you very much. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here representing the Danvers Danvers Historical Society, and also, I guess, the Danvers Alarmless Company as well, who will be participating. I sent a letter to all of you so you know what this is all about, but for the audience, or those listening at home, who are wondering, why are we honoring Benedict Arnold when he was a traitor? You have to remember that in 1775, when we broke the yoke and cast off the bonds of England, Benedict Arnold was one of our most able generals or colonels. And if it hadn't been for him and his exploits, George Washington never would have made it as far as Valley Forge. We'd have been wiped out. He won the battle at Saratoga by charging a redoubt when General Gates, who was actually in charge, was hiding under his bed. He won several other battles along the way as well. And many say he turned coat because his efforts weren't appreciated and he wasn't given any advancement. He got PO'd. But anyway, what we're celebrating here is that in September of 1775, General Washington, who had his troops concentrated in Charlestown, asked for volunteers to march to Quebec and try to take the city, hoping that if they could conquer the city of Quebec, the French would join the American colonists and become a fourth colony to oppose Britain. Unfortunately, because of bad intelligence along the way and some traitors along the way and horrendous weather trying to go through the trackless frozen wilderness of Maine, they weren't successful. However, on the afternoon of September 14th, Benedict Arnold's troops, several hundred of them, marched through Danvers and encamped here for the night on their way to Newburyport, where they would then be transported by ship up to the Kennebec, where they would begin their epic journey. So we are looking to honor and rededicate a plaque to those brave men that was placed in 1912 by the Sons of the American Revolution. And while probably none of you have ever seen it, unless you were looking for it, it's in that little clump of growth between the Berry Tavern and the bank. So we're looking to rededicate their program. We're going to have the alarm list. We'll have an encampment at the Rebecca Nurse Homestead Saturday and Sunday. and hopefully some other troops that may join them march down Sylvan Street along the original route the troops would have taken 250 years ago. Hard to believe it's a quarter of a millennia since this all happened. But they're going to reenact that. Then we're going to have a shot ceremony at the memorial. We're looking to hopefully have a police escort to bring them down Sylvan Street so they don't get run over or scare anybody. And then have a shot ceremony, as I said, possibly block off one lane. I don't think we'll need two because I don't think we'll have that huge a crowd. But one of the wrinkles we're running into is that, of course, the town needs insurance if we're going to do this. And our insurance company said, muskets, battle reenactment, no. We're not going to cover any battle reenactments or shooting muskets. So if we try to do it, the kids are going to be very disappointed. So I am hoping that the town will step up and sponsor this event, make it a town event. We will still work diligently to assist in the running of it. But if it's a town event, we won't need to worry about outside insurance, I hope, and we can make this a better program. A lot of other towns around the area are doing programs to commemorate their involvement in the Revolutionary War a quarter of a millennia ago. Danvers has done nothing yet. We got to remember, 7 brave Danversites gave their lives on April 19th to get us a nation. And the least we can do is stand up as a town and honor them. So I'm asking the town not to just grant the permit for this, but actually take ownership of the program and make it a town-sponsored event. And I would be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Gardner?
I have no questions, thank you.
Mike?
I think it's awesome. I'm all in. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dee?
Thanks, Dave, for the history lesson. That was, and thanks for the Historical Society and everything that you do year-round to keep, the rich history of Danvers alive. I think it's important, and your dedication really help us to cherish our past, understand it better as we see how far we've come, and continue to build the future together. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Dan?
Thank you. Disclosure, I'm Vice President of the Danvers Historical Society, and I fully support Dave in his efforts in this. But to correct a couple of things, Benedict Arnold turned traitor because his wife was a loyalist.
That's one of the theories.
Right. And
The two schools of thought on that.
That's right. And in Quebec, they're not happy still with us for trying to take over. But anyways, be that as it may, I think the town should be supportive. I have a problem with the word ownership. So I would leave it to the chair and the town manager to maybe give us their thoughts on what it is we can do. Police detail, cover the insurance, and support the Historic Society in all these efforts. Madam Chairman?
Yeah, no, I think that's a great idea. Town manager and I can talk about that. I felt the same way, Dave. Thank you for the information, too. I mean, I loved it. It's like having history all over again. I'm with Dan, too. Not to take ownership, but let's see how we can, what we can do to support you. You know, and then I don't know if the Historical Society, Dan, can help with some monies, too. I don't know how that works.
We are contributing
Right,
funds
okay.
toward it. We're paying for the, unfortunately, get reenactors now, you have to pay them. It's not like it was volunteers like it was 50 years ago when I started. Now they expect $50 a head to come out. Doesn't go to the individual, but to their units, because the cost of black powder has gone through the roof when you could even find it. So we are contributing toward it. We'll also be providing a liquid libation after the event to all the participants at our own cost. And we may be refinishing the marker as a volunteer effort. However, while the bank said, yes, we love the idea, corporate went a little nuts on us and just sent us a list of regulations and requirements, and they even want me to have an insurance rider on my automobile policy. Don't ask me why. So I'm not sure that's going to be happening, but the plaque's not in bad shape, but it would look nice if it was spruced up a little bit, but we're still negotiating that.
Okay, that's good. What about maybe some town businesses might want to sponsor or donate
Yeah.
a donation.
We're having some assistance from the Berry Tavern already. In fact, we're going to have a little gathering in their patio area after the event,
Wonderful.
because I know we can't drink beer on public property, so we'll be off the street.
Ms. Town Manager, would you like to say anything?
Sure, thank you so much. He approached me with this at the last community roundtable. So I spoke to the chief today, and so we can work with you on, it sounds like the select board is supportive. We can work with you on like whether it's a detail, the area car. So we'll work with you and the police, waiting for confirmation that the insurance shouldn't be a problem. But if there's any other kind of contribution or something, please reach out to my office. But from what I took from the letter, those were the two big ones. So
They were.
police, you're all set. Insurance, we're waiting for a confirmation. But if there's anything additional, please reach out to me.
Okay. And one other thing I forgot to mention is we will be having a lecture at 1 o'clock at Tapley Hall on Page Street by Dan Gagnon, our newest historian in town, who is moving up and coming to take over the reins of Trask and Tapley and some of the others who have gone before. Very bright young man. He'll be giving a talk about the history of this event.
Great, that's a good choice. Yeah, that's nice that he stepped up.
Yeah.
Now, does the audience have anybody have anything they want to say? Okay, do I have a motion?
You want some type of
Madam
motion?
Chair, just one word if you want to, maybe the word for the town is sponsored event, if that makes you feel more comfortable than ownership, because you're doing all the organization and, but we're sponsoring by including some, so I don't.
So I'd make a motion that the board,
Gardner, excuse me, Gardner.
Go ahead, Dan. That's fine. Go ahead.
go ahead. You got something?
No, I was gonna make a motion as well, but if you've got one prepared,
Well,
please do.
nothing's prepared. I was off.
Yeah, but you're on
top of my head.
historical.
But I make the motion that the the select board endorses the town to sponsor this event for the 250 Rev efforts.
Second motion.
Excellent. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you all,
So,
and look
yeah.
forward to seeing you there on the 14th,
Yeah.
which is actually the date that it actually occurred 250 years ago. So,
Excellent.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you
Thank you
very
so
much.
much, David. That was very, very good. Thank you. All right. So we are going to move to, public hearing will be held under Chapter 138 of MGLs on the application of American Multi-Cinema, Inc., DBA AMC Theater, Liberty Tree Mall, 100 Independence Way, for a change of offices on an alcoholic, vicular license at that location. This is a public hearing. Who is up to speak on this? Thank you.
My name is
Welcome.
Lyda Parsons. I'm the general manager of the AMC Liberty Tree Mall. We're looking to change officers because the current one is retiring, Kevin Connor. The one that would be taking over, his name is Edwin Gladbach. He is the VP, General Counsel, and Secretary of AMC. No expected changes at the location itself, and we've had the liquor license since 2014 and haven't had any incidents.
Okay, great. So my understanding, that's the change at the corporate level. Like you said, no changes at the local. Is there any questions? Gardner?
No questions.
Dan?
No, pretty straightforward.
Mike?
No questions, thank you.
ND?
No questions.
No, I
thank you.
think, can I have a motion to close the public hearing? Oh, I'm sorry, the audience. Does anybody have any questions?
Motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Thank you very much.
What about a motion?
The motion,
Yep, so the motion, let's, to
that was to close. and then
close
we
it. Now I need a
on the
motion for,
application.
yep, on the application. Who's going to submit that?
Madam Chair, make a motion that we approve the application as presented.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's it. Thank you. Right, we're going to move to number 10. A public hearing will be held under Chapter 138 of MGLs to consider whether the license to sell alcoholic beverages held by Danvers Cappies, Inc., DBA Cappies Fine Wine and Spirits, 158 Andover Street, Virendra Patel, manager, should be suspended, revoked, or limited in any way. Who's here to speak, please? Welcome.
Do we hear an update from the police chief?
Yep,
And then
yep. Chief, do you want to speak on this?
Sure, I can give you
Thank you.
another script description of what happened.
Yeah.
Back on Tuesday, June 3rd, 2025, officers in the Danvers Police Department conducted alcohol compliance checks, assisting them with 2 males, both under the age of 21, who were known to the officers. Prior to the checks, all procedures were followed and notifications were made. Lieutenant Color and Officer Guida observed an 18-year-old male enter Cappy's located at 158 Andover Street with a $20 bill that we provided. He was instructed to select a six-pack of Bud Light. The male followed these instructions and brought the six-pack to the register. The female employee proceeded to sell the six-pack to the 18-year-old without asking for any identification. The male then exited the store, provided the officers with the change and the alcohol. Lieutenant Kalala and Officer Gata entered the store and requested to speak to the manager. The manager was identified and informed that one of her employees had sold the alcohol to an underage party without checking for an identification. She was cooperative. They spoke to the manager. Both the manager and the employee were identified. The six-pack was returned to the store, and they returned the money to the officers.
Okay. Board members, questions? Dan?
Can we hear from the
The applicant
gentleman?
first?
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Patel. Thank you.
My name is Virendra Patel. Thank you for allowing me to come here and speak in front of the select board. First of all, I apologize for this incident because, it will, like our employee was standing there and, there was a queue of customer coming and, we always check the ID and we enforce that. But, unfortunately, in that particular scenario, she could not able to ask for the ID. But this is not going to happen again. That's the surety from our end. And, for that, we have changed the process. So like we are, coming up with 3 different plans. So first of all, like I have liquor store in different area, like in state of Delaware as well as in state of New York. And, we never had, sell the liquor to underage. So basically, this was never happened before, but in this situation, so happened. But this is not going to happen. That's the first surety. Second thing, after, we get the, what you call, the underage sale. So, I ask all employee to make sure, they all tip certified. And, the person who sold that, so like she also tip certified. And, I submitted to the Kathy, might be you have with you there. And also we change our store policy. So basically, like whoever the customer comes and, if we see that like they are, even though like under 40 or above 40, we must need to check their ID. So that's what, and also, like on the fridge as well as on the register, we put the signage to, we need to, whoever customer comes, they need to provide us, the proper identification basically. And then after we can able to sell to the customer. So that's what, we are enforcing and, we are retrain, reminding all the employees all the time, make sure, check the ID kind of thing. So this is what, we are come up with the strategy plan. And, we also have the scanner for the ID. So that also we are going to enforce that, basically. So like sometimes, some customer come with the, what you call the fake ID kind of thing. So we will make sure, like whoever we are selling, they are about 21. Then after we can sell that alcohol. So that's all from my end.
Okay, questions, Dan?
Did I hear you say you would ask if they appear under 40?
Yeah, like above or below, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. That's
doesn't
okay.
matter. Yeah, yeah.
Everybody gets carded, correct?
Especially like for the cigarette, like cigarette, we ask, like even 80-year person comes, we ask the ID.
Okay.
Like, but like for the wine and liquor, doesn't matter, like they are above 40 or below 40. And, we also have included the signage. Like if you come inside the location, like we have TV. In that also we started, sliding down those, so like we must check the ID for all the customers kind of thing, So like we are also, like enforcing through our digital media as well as through on register, on the fridge, everywhere inside the store. But, it doesn't matter, like the person age is 40 or below, we are enforcing to check the ID for each and every.
Good policy. Thank you, Madam
Yeah,
Chairman.
no, that's very good. Gardner?
So the corrective actions were just, if I can paraphrase what you said, retraining, validate that everyone's tip certified, and signage.
Yes.
But those are already in place already.
Yes.
And there was still a lapse.
Yes.
was it the policy previously to card everyone and someone didn't do that? Now, this person obviously did not look even close to 40.
Yeah.
So saying you have a long line is not, in my mind,
Yeah, that's not excuse, but like that's what they told. But like as I mentioned, right? Like we need to ensure, and we are ensuring and enforcing that. Doesn't matter. The person is above 40. We need to check their ID. That's what we are. And I'm myself. I as soon as I talk with the employees, I will make sure I will remind them. And I will make sure like we need to check their ID. Without ID, we cannot sell. Even let's take example like sometime customer come with their friends, and if other person does not have the ID, I ask them to not sell to them. Because without ID, we cannot sell to any person from the store.
Is the employee who this happened with, still employed with the company?
Yes, she's.
Yet the letter we sent you asked, is that you?
Yeah, she's here with me,
Okay, I'm just concerned that this, I'm hearing the apology that you got caught in this compliance check. This is a compliance check. It's not a sting. We're not trying to nail people for doing this. We're trying to make sure that the liquor license we give are accurately utilized and protect the public safety. Yeah. I'm not hearing what corrective actions can be taken that other than retraining and reevaluating or revalidating that people are tip certified and signage. Is your employee now tip certified?
Yeah. She was previously tip certified, and also, like I have submitted that tip certification to the Kathy. Yeah,
Okay.
so she's tip certified, and we will make sure, like this is not going to happen again. This is a surety from my end.
Through you, Madam Chair, to the clerk, maybe not under this management, but has Cappy's had an issue in the past? Issues in the past?
Nothing in quite some time.
Okay, probably not under
But
this
it's
management.
changed hands in the last two and a
yes,
half, I
okay.
think 2.5 years or so.
Yeah, 2
you've
years.
owned.
Yeah, 2 years.
All right.
No issue with the new owner.
Yeah, until, like, and, as I told you, right, like I have liquor stores in other state, but, we never had this kind of incident happen. But this is unfortunate thing happen. And we will make sure, this is not going to happen again,
All right, I'll be interested in hearing what the other select board members have to say.
Dee?
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. A quick question about the ID check. So is the ID check just looking at the age, or do you have to put the age in the computer for the transaction?
No, we need to
go
put
through?
the age because, like, as soon as, we scan any item, the system will ask us to enter the age.
That's right.
So, like when we take the ID and behind that ID, if we scan, so like first of all, we check their, face, basically. Sometime customer, that's the same person. Also, we have trained all the employees about, like, there are a lot of different kind of, fake ID they can able to bring it inside the store, right? So that's what, I train them basically, like this is kind of, like, and we are getting the book, which I literally keep it at the register. And also we are making sure, like, what do you call, like we cannot able to, without scanning, if the fraud ID, we cannot able to scan it. And, the system will block us, basically to recheck again. So like we have that system place already.
So the system is already set up in a way that when you look at the ID, you have to put either the date of birth or the age from the ID. Which one do you put? Do you put 30 years old, or do you put
like
10, 20, 1985?
So like we scan the ID.
Okay, you can
so like
scan the
scan
ID.
the ID. So like we have scanner, right? So using the scanner, once we scan, it will automatically tell us, is
The
that
date.
person is eligible to get the product or not,
What if you don't scan the ID? Can you still complete that transaction? How is it possible that you can then move to the next screen where you collect the payment if that ID was not scanned?
Yeah, so we kept the QR code So like, let's take example, like if any customer comes and we feel like they are eligible to, we can able to sell it, so we can scan that QR code, and then after,
As an override.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so if I come in, I'm 70 years old, and I don't have the ID, you can scan the QR code to override that ID scan, and then collect the payment.
But when we see that customer is eligible enough, then we scan.
We can
Otherwise,
scan
we like whenever we see that customer, he's like he or she is not like eligible to sell it, then we cannot able to use that QR code basically. But like, because this is we need to do this for each and every transaction.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we are ensuring that like we cannot sell to the underage. That's our priority basically.
I mean, I appreciate your candor and your apology. My advice would be to get rid of that QR code.
Okay, no problem.
Because, I mean, full disclosure, I'm not the biggest drinker out there, but I shop to you. I shop at your place. So,
yeah.
And I've never been asked for ID, which is fine. I mean, it means I just look very old. But I will advise you to just get rid of the QR code.
QR code, okay.
And card everyone.
Yeah.
I think you can never go wrong with that. Okay. Because I was going to ask you to have that system where you can stop. Mm-hmm. You already have it. You've already invested the capital into preventing these things from happening. But now you're leaving it up to the employee to bypass that process. Or at a minimum, if the employee has to bypass that process, then they need to bring the manager in, right? Someone else who is going to come and, I don't know, 2-3 people to validate before that happens. That would be my advice. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Like I like your idea, and definitely, like we are going to work on that, basically.
How's that? Okay, Mike?
Hi, Mr. Patel, do you own other liquor establishments?
Yes, Cappy's Peabody as well.
Any other incidents like this?
No.
No.
And I have also a liquor store in New York as well as state of Delaware. We had never issue this happen, like, and I'm in this business from almost like 15 years.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. To me, it sounds like it's isolated. You're doing training.
Yeah.
I like Select Board Member Dee's comment, because I was thinking, I'm not a computer person, but like you said, if you don't scan something or it doesn't go in, it shuts down the seal. You can't do it. If you don't have it and show it, you can't buy it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because that's the issue that I need to talk with the IT, basically, like how we can able to, like enforce. Because, like Cappies, like all Cappies have the same system basically. But like to avoid that particular section, I need to talk with the IT people and, like come up with that plan. Because, how exactly that works, I need to talk with them as well.
Yeah, so
about
no
that.
ID, no sale.
Yeah, exactly.
And like you said,
Yeah.
he said, if someone tries to override it, because people are smart with the computers, right?
Yeah.
You can't, you have the supervisor with the key, reboot the system or whatever you got to do. But what's the will of the board?
Public hearing?
Public
Public
hearing.
hearing, okay. Let's, motion to close the public hearing?
No, you can ask them first.
Oh, okay. Anybody in the public want to talk about this? Jamie? Oh, go ahead, sir.
I'm just here listening to everything. I really.
Go up to the microphone, please, introduce yourself. Thank you. It's a new face. Yeah, I know, now you're on the spot.
I just wanted to say that was great advice. I think that asking the board for recommendations is a good way forward. Getting rid of the workaround and then requiring management approval, I think, is probably the best thing, because ultimately, he's a business owner like anybody else. They have stuff going on. It's probably impossible to monitor every single employee to make sure that they're following procedures and guidelines. So I think it's a really good recommendation. Good job.
Anybody else? Thank you. Introduce-
I'm Neha. Actually, I apologize for that. I never had that kind of mistake. I do not do this one intentionally. It by mistake. And I promise to say that never happen again in future. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Jamie, do you have anything else that you'd like to tell us?
I think based on Mr. Patel's conversation with the board and willingness to make some adjustments, My recommendation would be some type of a suspension, within 1 to 3 days, held in abeyance for 1 year. Again, give him a chance to correct his issues and move forward.
Excellent, thank you.
Motion to close the public hearing?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye,
Madam
opposed?
Chair?
Yes.
I move that we, in light of the facts presented by the police department, we issue a 3-day suspension held in abeyance for 12 months to be served if there is a repetitive action or incident within that 12-month period.
What's the will of the board, Mike? Have a second?
Honestly, I was thinking it's a letter of reprimand. It's always been a good business there. I think a mistake can be made. I think he's taken all the actions necessary. And it's not a joke. It's not, I know it's serious, but I just don't see that Cappy's has ever been a problem.
Okay, Dee, what do you think?
I know there was a motion
Motion, yeah.
made, so do I
Do you
just
want to second it, or do you want to make a new motion?
Yeah, I move that we do a 1-day suspension held in the ban for a
Nice.
year.
Dan?
Well, you got to have a second to my motion or not have a second before it can be amended.
So what?
Was
okay.
there a second?
There's no second with
To the
Gardner's?
3-day, that's consistent with what we've done in the past, for the past,
I like
according
the
to
1
liquor
day.
license violations.
I'd go with the 1 day. I'd second.
No, wait, hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Gardner has a point, so there's nobody making a second on his motion. Is that clear?
Okay.
All right, so it's up to somebody else to make a motion. Dee's making a motion.
Yes, I make a motion that we give a 1-day suspension held in the ban for a year.
Second?
Subject to the letter going out, 12 months from the letter going out, not from today.
That's correct. That's correct.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I'm going to say, well, usually we had discussion before the vote, but this has been the common practice for quite a while. And if we're going to have differing options, I don't see that there is anything unique about this situation than any other that has been presented to the board when I was on the board for 18 years. The first one had always been 3 days held in abeyance. There is nothing here that says this is a unique case, an unusual case. For some reason, there was a question of liability here. They admit to the actions that the police reported, and I'm just going by standard practice. And if we're going to change the standards of practice, I'm not supportive of that.
Okay, I can appreciate that, Gardner, yep, but there was a motion. You tried, it didn't get, Dee did make it, it was second. So, Dee?
Yeah, and I
More
mean,
discussion?
I totally agree and respect the historical precedent, but I also think it's important to take it on a case-by-case basis. I've watched a lot of select board meetings. Very rarely do I see the person who actually committed the offense come to the board and be vulnerable and admit to it and apologize and promise us that that's not going to happen again. So I think there's some extraneous circumstances in this case that made me believe that they're taking the matter seriously, and I'm comfortable with the 1 day, in spite of the precedent.
And if I could add
Dan?
comment.
Yeah, add comment, please.
I was happy to hear from the owner, but also happy that the employee came and owned up to her mistake. That's very important. And over the years, Gardner and I have been here 18-plus years, and these things unfortunately happen occasionally. We've been 1 day, we've been 3 days. A lot of times it's the circumstances and the attitude of the merchant. And when they come in with excuses or denial, that's when we've done 3 or more days. And we actually have had restaurants serve the full suspension because of their attitude and denying to the police that it even happened. But in this case, I think right away they owned up to the mistake. They're making the effort. 1 day or 3 day, if there's no more violations, really doesn't matter. But I think the 1 day at least is very important, just to send a message to all the other establishments that we take this seriously. And I'm comfortable with a 1 day, held in abeyance 1 year from the date of the letter.
Okay, we have a second too, right?
Well, I second it.
Yeah,
so
good.
that was
And
Dee's.
I want to say, I appreciate you owning up to it also, like member board select Select Board Member Bennett said, and I like how the employee came, you're showing us procedures. The chief even said on his recommendation, which we hold that too, is 1 to 3 days too. So I'm in favor for the 1 day also. Okay, so we will close the public hearing.
We've had the motions passed.
Okay,
Business is
passed.
done.
All right,
So
business
what,
done.
can we just, the vote was
4-1.
4 to 1.
4-1, Gardner opposed,
Opposed.
correct?
I also said nay on the one.
You say nay on the one,
Yeah,
because you just want a letter.
yes.
So it's 3-2.
3 to 2. Okay.
Me too, that's okay.
Thank you, and
Thank you, board members. And I'm really, making sure this is not going to happen again. This
Good.
is surety from my end,
Good luck.
So thank
good,
you.
thank you, good luck, thank you. All right, are we all set, Madam Clerk? Do you have all your notes?
I have it down. I'll go back and watch the video.
Okay.
Just to make sure I get it right.
All right, we're going to move to item 11. A public hearing will be held under Chapter 140, Section 181, weekdays including Saturdays, and Chapter 136, Section 4, Sundays of the general laws on the application of Robert Connors, DBA Connors Farm, 30 Valley Road, Robert Connors owner, for a 7-day entertainment license to operate various entertainment activities. Can you please introduce yourself?
Good evening, members of the board, Madam Chair, Madam Clerk, Madam Manager, people in attendance. My name is Walter Flowers. I'm here on behalf of Connors Farm and Robert Connors. It's actually, we're celebrating an anniversary. Tomorrow will be 1 year since I was here before. We made your acquaintance, so cause for celebration. When I was here last year to talk about Connors Farm application for a 7-day license, I made a presentation about the history of the farm, its life, its attitude, its operations. I'm not going to do that this year. I don't think that you want to hear that again. So I will just add that the farm continues to produce fresh fruit and vegetables grown on over 200 acres, land that it owns and land that it rents, and that it provides employment for approximately 200 people during the operating season. I'm here this evening to request the renewal of the 7-day entertainment license that was issued to the farm by this board at its meeting of September 5th, 2024. The farm's application for renewal was filed with the town clerk on May 30th of this year. The application for renewal is substantially identical to the application that we filed that warranted the license last year, with some minor exceptions. The only difference in the application for 2025 is that we request that the farm store will be allowed to remain open until 7 p.m. as opposed to 6 p.m. The reason for that is the farm wishes to accommodate customers who arrive at the farm close to closing time to enable those customers to purchase fresh produce and other products that the store offers. And the farm has also experienced occasions with customers arriving late to pick up children after birthday parties, and it's awfully close to 6 o'clock, and the farm stand winds up open waiting for these parents. So the farm would like to accommodate these parents, one, to let them know that their kids are covered, and two, so that those parents can also pick up fresh produce and product in the store until 7 o'clock. The second variance from last year's application to this is that we ask that the farm be granted a license, to operate until 11 p.m. for 11 nights in October versus the 10 nights in October of 2024 that were granted by the original license. The basis for the request for the 11th day, the one additional night, is due solely and only to the structure of the 2025 calendar. There are 9 weekend nights in October this year. Sunday, October 12th, is the middle evening of the holiday weekend, and Saturday, November 1st, is the close of the farm's October season. So because of the vagaries of the calendar, we're asking for one extra night, 11 nights to 11 o'clock instead of 10. The board imposed certain conditions upon Connors Farm when it granted the original license, including requiring that Mr. Connors and his employees meet with the fire inspector and the police department to ensure safety access to the farm, and that the dirt road where the agritainment operations take place is kept open at all times. The farm was asked to conduct sound decibel readings to mitigate noise, meet with neighbors, and place signage on the road and on its website that no parking is allowed on Route 35/Valley Road. As noted during the board's meeting last September, Connors Farm complied with all the conditions. It continues to do so. On behalf of the farm, we respectfully request that the board will approve the renewal of the license in accordance with the terms of the renewal application. Thank you very much.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. That was a great, some great information. What I'll do is I'll ask my board members, and I'll open up to the audience after. Mike, do you have any questions?
Can you refresh my memory? Is there live music?
There is not.
Okay. And so there'll be no change to that part of the entertainment?
No change.
One resident had asked, she was in favor of your license, but just wanted to make sure there wasn't going to be live music.
We waived that request last year, and the farm does not intend to have live music this year.
Okay, thank you.
Dan?
Attorney Flowers, welcome back on
Thank you.
this anniversary date that you're so implied to.
Great to celebrate with you.
Yes, generally, my memory is pretty good, but I can't remember, because there was so much discussion last year. Where did we end up on the hours on the particular weekends closing?
To 11 o'clock on 10 nights of October 2024. We closed at 11 o'clock on the weekend nights and the middle night of the holiday weekend.
Yeah, that's why my memory, I wasn't in favor of that, that's why I don't remember it. Okay, thank you for that. I don't have, obviously, a problem with this farm store staying open until 7. That's very reasonable. I don't have a problem with the 11 o'clock on October 31 and November 1st. I do have a problem with Sunday, the 12th, staying open till 11. All the weekends you've talked about are Fridays, Saturdays, and that one particular weekend
That's the holiday.
includes the
Yeah, I
the
don't want to
holiday.
talk over you, but that's the holiday weekend.
It's the Columbus Day, whatever holiday it is.
That's Columbus Day, and to refresh your memory again, that particular Sunday, we were allowed to be open last year. So the Sunday of the holiday weekend, the license allowed it to be open.
All right, that's it for me for now. I'd like to hear what the other board members and the public have to say.
Thank you, Dan. Dee?
Yeah, thank you. I just want to recap. The two changes are 11 nights instead of 10, 7 p.m. that one night instead of 6 o'clock.
Correct.
Everything else is the same as last year.
Yes.
Okay. I probably the same person who emailed select board member Bean also emailed me, and she was in favor of it. She's a neighbor and stated that you did a good job last year.
Glad to hear that.
She supported the application with the assumption that it was going to be the same as last year. And I think those two changes are not, I don't think will be deal breakers, so.
All right, thank you for that. And again, the only reason for the extra night is because of the calendar. Last year, there happened to be 10 nights that fit the business model, and this year happens to be 11. I looked ahead to next year, it will be 11 again, but the subsequent year, I think, is going to roll back to 10.
Okay.
So it's just the shape of October on the calendar.
And I may not be aware of it, but to you, Madam Chair, to the clerk, were there any complaints last year that I don't think we got any in front of the board here that I recall, but
Nothing came before the board. I did not receive any in my office, nor did the planning department get any calls or emails that I'm aware of.
thank you.
Great, thank you. And before I open up to the audience, I just wanted to ask the chief. Chief, have you gotten any complaints at all? Could you get up and speak or?
Not off the top of my head. I can do some
Okay.
research if you like and check.
Mhm.
For the most part, I think last year, working with the noise decibels worked out pretty well.
Thank you, chief, thank you. Okay, Gardner?
I didn't
Yeah,
get a question.
yeah.
Yep.
Sorry.
So I recall this 2 years ago when the application was presented, and the neighbors' concerns had to do primarily with the loudspeakers in the corn maze, blasting out repetitive music. And it wasn't so much that the music was bad, it was just that it was repetitive on a constant loop all night long. all afternoon, all day long. And it screams, associated with Halloween, sound effects, so on and so forth. I don't know what Select Board Bennett's thoughts were, but I am also concerned with Sunday going to 11 o'clock. Yeah, even though it is a holiday weekend, my preference would be to see that on a Sunday stop at 8 o'clock. That's when the sun sets at that time. That would be in my consideration when we get to it. But other than that, I don't. To hear that there's no live music is good. I think it was just the volume and the repetitiveness of those loudspeakers for 7 days a week for 11 days.
And let me comment on the loudspeakers. I can tell you that I'm advised that the loudspeakers have been turned, the direction has been changed to cut down on the noise, and the sound readings have been well within established readings that we talked about last year, and that the neighbors have expressed positive reaction to the reduction in the sound. And as far as the Sunday night, the reason for the request is twofold. Like I said, it's the middle night of a holiday weekend, and it is consistent with the license that was granted last year.
Thank you.
Okay, this is a public hearing. Does anyone in the audience have any comments that they'd like to share? Please go up to the podium. Thank you, and introduce yourself.
Let me get out of your way.
Hi, I'm Wendy Sweeney, 3 Bridlespur Road. Thank you for letting me speak. I was here last year on the anniversary. Yes, we did. And we had some very productive talks about the noise, and Connors Farm did a great job following up. The head of his security was in my neighborhood. I saw him, a guy sitting there at the side of the road. He got out of his car, and I thought, who the heck is that? He had something in his hand. He was reading. They had like a practice, because I think they did move the way the speakers were focusing. And so he was there actually testing in real time what they were going to be using for the thing. We really appreciated it. It was doable. You know, you still hear the pumpkin cannon thing and the screaming but it's not as loud as it was. It doesn't like come through closed windows. So it worked out fine. I'm really pleased there's no live music, because that was not fun. But no, they did a great job last year, and I'm assuming they're going to do a great job this year too. We want to see the farm successful. I love it. I'm there at least 3 days a week. He's got the best corn ever. Anyway, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it, and I appreciate the opportunity to speak.
Thank you. Does anybody else?
Nova Samade Town Meeting Member, Precinct 1. I just had a comment that I think that if last year they were allowed to stay open until 11 on that Sunday of the holiday weekend, and there was no complaints about it, I can't see any reason why that wouldn't be allowed again this year. That's all. Thanks.
Thank you, Nova. Anybody else?
Hi, guys, again. So I'm on Bridal Spur Lane.
What's your name?
My name is Adam Green.
Okay. Thank you, Adam.
Yeah, and so I just wanted to come actually on behalf of myself and my wife, just to support Connors Farm. We try to support them as much as possible. We live in the neighborhood. We're not bothered by the noise at all. As a matter of fact, we have friends that are right next to Connors Farm. And he actually asked me, it's at the Porter Bradstreet house, so it's right next, it kind of abuts Connors Farm. He mentioned that last year he had no issues with the noise. They're also very supportive of Connors Farm. So I just wanted to come here and just express my support for Connors Farm, and hopefully you guys will grant them the motion for the extra day. It's not an issue for any of us up there. So,
Thank you, Adam. Thank you. Anybody else? Oh, please go up.
Hi, my name's Stephanie Rooney. I live on Lakeview Ave, right behind Connors Farm, and I'm in support of the farm having the license for the 11 days, particularly that Sunday. Kids don't have school Monday. Everybody knows it's a holiday weekend. I think the Topsfield Fair is open that night. And I can certainly hear the Topsfield Fair from my house, and I think it's lovely. And I can hear a little bit of Connors Farm on those nights, and it's just as lovely. I think we should support our local farm. I think it would be terrible if it closed. So I support it, and I have no problem. I don't think it's too loud, and I have no problem with parking or traffic or any of that. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie. Anybody else? Go ahead, please go up. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Susan Rizos. I live on Lakeview as well. I can see Connors Farm from my backyard when the leaves have fallen. We have no problem with the noise. Can't hear anything with the windows closed at all. Never could at night. It's good, wholesome fun for the kids. It keeps them, what's the alternative on the Sunday night if you're going to close it at 8 o'clock and every kid in town is off school? There's, who knows? But it's fun. I've gone to the corn mazes. We go all the time. It's a very enjoyable. I think 11 o'clock is very reasonable to keep that open.
Thank you. Bill?
Again, Bill Bradstreet, Town Meeting Member, Precinct 1. My only concern, and it really isn't a big concern, is not with the hours, it's the traffic, trying to get pedestrian traffic across the street in front of the stand. It's good business, does a lot of business. My only concern is for the safety of those who might be trying to not be cautious on their own crossing the street. That's my concern, not the hours or I can't hear it from my house, so I'm not going to object to that. That's my only concern.
Thank you, David. Go right up. Thank you.
Dave McKenna, Precinct 8 Town Meeting Member. I live about as far away from that place as you probably can still be in Danvers. I can't hear it either. In as much as the neighbors are not objecting to what they're being proposed, I think it should be allowed. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Motion to close the public hearing?
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? What's the will of the board?
Madam Chairman, if I may make comment?
Sure.
Thank you. Certainly, the tone tonight is much different than last year, and I think Attorney Flowers, you've done a good job. You're probably out of a job at this point. Dan may not need you next year. But you did follow through. He did follow through on what was requested. I only had the one email that everybody else had from support from a neighbor who said she couldn't be here, and she's fine as long as there's no live music. And I won't impose my feelings on ours on this event. Everybody else seems to be fine with the hours, so I'll be fine with it as well.
Wonderful. Anybody else? Gardner, you have anything else?
Nope.
Mike?
Nope.
No?
All
Okay,
set,
Dave,
thank you.
All set, okay. So what
I
is,
move that we approve the application, the renewal as presented with the addition of the, because we're calling it renewal, but really because we're adding a time and a day. To you, Madam Chair, is just the
11.
renewal or should it be a new?
I'm sorry, the question was what?
We're saying it's a renewal, but we're adding the extra day and the time. So do we do the motion with the renewal?
Last year, when the board approved the license, it was issued that they must reapply this year. So it's a renewal, but yet they had to reapply, which kicks off the legal ad and the abutter notification.
Okay.
So at this point in time, the board would have the option to put it into the normal stream of an entertainment license, provided that they keep it the same next year, or at the will of the board, if they want them to reapply again next year as they did this year.
what would you?
It was just a little different than we normally do. Usually, once an entertainment license is issued, it's just goes on the consent calendar for a normal renewal. But because they had to make some changes, and we wanted to see, the board wanted to see what the impact to the neighbors were. So that's why the condition last year was must reapply annually. So we would, probably you would want to work that into or remove that from your motion.
Well, given the fact that it's not the same application, I will motion that we renew the application with the addition of the 2 changes for the next year.
Do I have a second?
Yeah, I don't
Dan?
think there's too much ambiguity. It's not a new request. It is a renewal.
Renewal.
With the
Modification.
Well, a modification amendment, and I'm fine with that. And as to the need for Mr. Attorney Flowers to come back next year, it's up to the board. I mean, certainly if we get neighbors' complaints, we can do something. So I'm saying probably no need for them to reapply, to come before us again next year. You're looking at me strange, Kathy. What are your
I'm sorry.
thoughts?
I'm not a voting member of the board. I
didn't
just
ask you
want
to
to point that out.
You're the one that's going
Procedure-wise, yeah.
to, you're the one that's going to get the application.
Oh, right, absolutely. So renewals go out in the October, November timeframe. So the board theoretically could wait to see what happens this season with complaints. And then maybe sometime over the summer, I could report back to the board and say that I got no complaints, planning got no complaints. It's a little difficult to say. So you could say they don't need to come back, but yet we don't know that.
Or if the maker of the motion will say they don't need to come back, subject to citizens' input.
Well,
Or board approval.
the way I
Prior
see it,
approval.
I mean, we can bring them back anytime. So if we give them the 1-year license and there's a need to bring them back, we can do it anytime. So they can just renew like any other license.
You would want to do that prior to the renewals going out and coming back. I mean, I suppose on the consent calendar, so if it's a normal entertainment license, it would appear on your consent calendar as a renewal.
That's right. And if we
In
need
theory,
them,
you could not approve that one for renewal.
have them
However,
come back.
Connors Farm, we're in August, so they need to know now to plan for the next year.
oh, okay. I
So they
see.
need a little lead time on that, so we wouldn't really,
Could I make a suggestion?
Yes.
That we approve the application as presented with the extension of the 11th day, that in this summer, the clerk advises the select board if there had been any complaints, and the select board can determine at that point whether they need to come back as a public hearing or just as a standard renewal.
I think that's very good.
I would kind of adjust that, given we didn't meet in July, and you're going to wait till the summer for a report. I think we need a report the end of the season, maybe April, May.
Okay? Prior to our summer break.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so who wants to make that motion?
Madam Chair, if I may, I think it's important to maintain the conditions that were in your permit last year that you referred to
Yes.
about the meeting with public safety in particular.
And I will say that we continue to do that.
Yeah.
But it should be in our motion
Okay,
with the same conditions as last year.
Yes.
that's great.
is Dan making the motion?
Dan?
Dee, did you want to make it?
Dee.
He started
Dee
it,
made the motion, okay.
Yes, I'm making the motion.
and I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, all opposed. Wonderful. That's great. Thank you. And thank you for being good neighbors. All right.
I'll be in touch if I need you.
All right. Thank you very much. So we did 12. We're going to go to 13. The town manager will report to the board on various items of interest.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair. So I want to start with the memo that was included in your packet, which referred to a proposed timeline for review and action of the Town Meeting Act and Town Manager Act Review Committee report. So for folks in the audience, we are putting the packets online now so that people can follow the agenda more closely. The goal with this is to set some expectations for the public on when to expect action, and I didn't know, Madam Chair, if the board wanted to discuss or give any feedback to that.
Yep, so board members, as you know, that we've been talking about this Town Manager Act, town meeting booklet. For the public, it is online, and we're doing our homework, and the manager and I and a subcommittee have set up the schedule, which will be online. Proposed times for the action, September 23rd, presentation of the report by Sally Calhoun of the Review Committee to the Select Board, sometime October, November, and these dates will be more concrete in a little bit. Select Board will review and discuss the proposals, create the warrant, that's by the Select Board. November, this is great, a presentation to the report to the FinCom. So we put that in by Sally Calhoun of the Review Committee to the Finance Committee. And then December 16th, that's going to, please take note of that, everybody. The Select Board public hearing and warrant in the Select Board. So that's when the public can really come and, let us have your opinions, review it, review the booklets, let us know something that you like or don't like or want us to change. It's very important because this hasn't been changed in 30 years, right? So we really want to dive deep into this. Then again, on January 7th to 15th, the FinCom review, public hearing and vote by the Finance Committee. And the week of February 9th, the special town meeting that will be with the town meeting members. Any questions, any concerns, anything you want your Select Board members to know about, please email them. And then what we can do is we will talk with the town manager and we will all get together, review these acts. And as I mentioned before, it is online. And any questions, if anybody needs a paper copy, feel free to get in touch with the town, Ian Friedis probably in the office. But that, board members, would you like to discuss a little bit more about this? You've got this in your package. What's your, Gardner? Do you have any?
I've started marking up, redlining my thoughts and comments on this, and remind the board members that we're not constrained just only to modifying the recommendations, but if we have other recommendations, which I do, for consideration, this is a board warrant, so it is ours to propose. FinCom can then modify it as they could any other warrant article, and then move it on to the town meeting for adoption.
Wonderful, thank you. Dan?
No comment.
Okay. Mike?
I'll be ready for you.
You ready? Right? I called you, remember? And I said, start looking through that
Yep,
booklet,
you
okay? Dee?
Well, ambitious
And you too, I called you. I said, everybody get their homework, start doing their homework.
Really ambitious timeline here. Doable, but ambitious. Would these meetings be like regular Select Board meetings, or are they going to be special session to just discuss these changes?
These are going to be separate, right?
Well, so that's part of what the discussion is
We're gonna
tonight. So
talk.
we are, I'm working with the chair and the clerk on what's other business that's pending in front of you in the fall, just to be clear, to see just how long these meetings could be. So there's two things happening there. One, we're working on the rest of the agendas to determine if you need special meetings put into there so that this can be tackled that way. And then we're also on the staff end trying to put together kind of a work matrix to make it easier for you. So you know at each meeting, okay, we're going to break down Town Meeting Act sections
Yeah,
1, 2,
this
and
section.
3. Here's grammatical changes. Let's tackle those. And then go, here's their recommendations. Let's tackle those. What are your new proposals? Let's tackle those. So we're trying to streamline the work as much as possible, and base it on what the other business in front of the board is right now. But as of now, there's not a proposed special meeting in this.
Okay.
So we're trying, like Jill said, and she's got the work matrix for us. And what she's going to do too is hopefully, like we said, the other departments won't be as heavy on the agenda, Dee, because I know everybody's time is valuable, and this is something we really need to dig into. But they are going to we're going to break it down in sections.
I'll say that my preference is that they be separate meetings, separate from our normal board meetings. I'll dedicate an extra night to this. This is, hasn't been done in some number of years, 20 years. I wanted to give it the thorough spotlight it deserves. And I think that if you were to have a regular board meeting that took an hour and a half before that subject came up, I think it dilutes the subject. My preference is a separate, specific meeting about these. But I'm voicing a preference.
Thank you.
If I may, Madam Chairman?
Yes, please.
October, November, we have 4 meetings. The last one in November is dedicated to classification. We won't be able to mix the two. So you're now down to 3 meetings. I don't know what the agendas will look like and what the load will be. Rather than spend an hour and a half and then go to the public for this important matter, that might be not problematic, but it might dilute it, or not, we won't give it the attention it needs. But I think if the manager breaks it down into X amount of sections, if we have a regular select board meeting where there's only an hour's worth of business, then it's doable to get into the start of it. I mean, certainly the grammar corrections, that's easy. But who knows what we're going to come up with, so.
I'd go as far as to say this is similar to the budget hearing, and if you start breaking it apart, you lose context. You may lose context if you start doing chunk by chunk by chunk. Yes, there's going to be grammatical changes and just pure typographical things. There's going to be minor things about does it start at 6:30 or 7 o'clock or those kind of things that will go fast. But I would almost suggest that this is something you may not want to consider in bite-sized pieces.
Well, you don't want to bounce around from section to section.
No, but I'm suggesting that this might be worthy of an all-day session, not unlike our budget hearing. I'm throwing it out as a suggestion.
Well, this is good information.
One day, yeah.
No, one day, walk through it. People who have interest, because you're also if you break it up, you're gonna ask citizens who have interest to now come to 3 or 4 or more meetings.
Well, I'm going to suggest, I liked it better when we did the budget different nights and we concentrated. And the one day, we rushed through it. I don't think we give it the full attention it deserves, my opinion.
If I may, Madam Chair.
Yes.
I just want to make sure I understand the process right, since I'm new. My understanding is the board will do some of the work and deliberations, but the public hearing is on the warrant. So you have to finish your work first before the public comes and to the public hearing portion. So they would be coming, the public would be asked to come once for the public hearing.
At a standalone meeting, probably.
And I'm assuming I'm right on the process there. We met with the moderator and the clerk on that. So the board, they would have paying attention throughout meetings, but it would be one public hearing on the warrant as proposed
So
by
the
the select board.
development of the warrant itself, our modifications as a board, is a public meeting, but not a public hearing.
Correct. That's what my
And
understanding.
at the point that we present the warrant article, then it becomes a public hearing
Correct.
for which we'll engage the public.
Yes.
Okay.
And important to note, as the Madam Chair mentioned, public also has the opportunity to reach out to select board members for anything that isn't covered by the report that they think should have been covered, as you suggested, Member Trask. So they have other opportunities to reach out and make sure that gets addressed and discussed by the board. And we've talked about it with each of the select board members who I've gotten a chance to meet with recently and welcome that input.
So I was speaking.
No, go ahead, Dean.
I still think, so I was right that it's fairly ambitious. I mean, I'm open to having a separate meeting if needed to just discuss, maybe not a one day, but if the agenda gets loaded and we need to add an additional select board meeting just for discussion of this, I will be in favor of it.
As long as we don't do it when the planning board is meeting.
Yeah.
Yes, as long as you don't do it when the planning board is meeting, that's right. Yes, that was my only question. And also, I just want to commend you, Madam Chair, and the town manager for deciding to put all the information online, our package. I think that's good for the public. It's good for everyone to know what we have at hand, and that will be very helpful into some of the deliberation and discussion. So kudos for that.
Thank you.
Those kudos also go to Madam Clerk, because she's the one who actually does it. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Any other discussion? Mike, do you?
No, I'm,
Got a lot of
the
homework.
all-day thing is appealing to get it, to be focused on it, but I don't, but the budget hearing, like Dan was saying, does seem like we rushed through it. So I'm no help.
All right, well, thank you.
And may I just suggest, I mean, we'll get to you kind of how we're going to break it down, and you guys will, I think you'll know as you start to go through it, how you're feeling about the substance and just how meaty it is. And we meet every week about the agendas, so we'll know if they're getting full. So you can always add, this is just proposed. You can always add a select board meeting with 48 hours notice. So we can stick one in there whenever you need to.
Everybody good? Okay, thank you.
Also, guessing people would like to hear trash updates. I talk about it a lot these days. So I would say the new update this week was related to yard waste. Republic, we are one of very few communities that are successfully collecting trash and recycling. We've had 2 successful weeks so far. They were not able to commit to picking up yard waste, which was supposed to happen this week. Our fantastic crew at DPW is going to take that on for us. So the request is put out your yard waste on your usual trash day. They may not be exactly on the same schedule because this isn't what they usually do. So if it doesn't get picked up, leave it out. They will get to it and finishing up things on Saturday. So as with trash recycling, same with yard waste. If you get there, trash and recycling, if they miss you on your day, please give us a call in DPW so we know. And if yard waste, if it gets to Saturday and they haven't picked up, please let us know. Please call DPW. On our end, we continue to meet with the Republic officials and the municipal officials. Our understanding is they are not sitting down to negotiate. So I think the most important thing that we ask is that both sides come together to resolve this. This has been too impactful and just frustrating for everyone involved. So I also really want to thank the community. I think Danvers has done an incredible job, not only working with Republic to get our trash and recycling picked up, but the community on listening, following directions, and hopefully I've been issuing a open letter to the community every Friday to tell you a little bit about what's going on behind the scenes and hopefully educate people a little bit on the kind of life cycle of trash. And so there's a lot of hiccups along the way and backups along the way that most people don't know. You put your trash out, it goes away, and that's to the end of it for you. So, but for the rest of us who are in this business, it's not the end of it. And so if you have questions that are unanswered that would be helpful for me to include some background information on in those letters, I'm happy to get that out, send them either through DPW. We've been working closely with them on those updates, so I hope those are helpful. I'm happy to answer any other questions I can about trash. If not, I have a couple other things.
Any questions about trash? Okay, no, please go on. Thank you.
I recently submitted a letter of support for a bill filed by Representative Kearns. It's House Bill 3713, an act relative to noise report data and good neighbor policy at Beverly Regional Airport. The public hearing was before the Transportation Committee in July. I checked today, there's been no further action on that bill. But if anybody wants to weigh in, again, it's House Bill 3713. Now all the good news, well, that was good news too. We have received the Bonds Award for Endicott Park, 2025 Reader's Choice Best Park on the North Shore from North Shore Magazine. Congratulations, everyone in Danvers. Thank you to our incredible natural resources team, the Friends of Endicott Park, and all the volunteers over there at Endicott Park. Continues to be a gem, and that's a huge honor. We also received a Mass Cultural Council grant that goes through the Capital Facilities Fund from Mass Development. The grant was for $90,000. Funding will support ongoing structural repairs, ADA accessibility upgrades, energy efficiency improvements, and other capital enhancements to the carriage house at Endicott Park, known as the Lawrence H. Crowley Visitor Center. Again, huge thanks, Mass Development, Mass Cultural Council, the Natural Resources team, the Friends of Endicott Park who make this happen. There's another grant application that team has worked on that includes matching funds, and it's donations from Friends at Endicott Park that make the matching part of these grants possible. So thank you to all of that great team that does the work over there. A plug for Citizens Academy. The deadline for applications is August 15th. It's an incredible way to get engaged and learn more about your town government. If you need information, call town manager's office, or check out the website, or check out our socials. And I'll wrap up with our community roundtables. The first two have been incredibly well attended. I think we hit almost 70 people or something at one of them. So I hope the public have found them valuable. I found them incredibly valuable. The third one is this Thursday, the 14th. Note there's a location change. It's at the middle school in the multipurpose room because they've been so well attended. 5 to 7 p.m. This week's topics, planning, economic development, downtown, library, arts, culture, historical. So it should be a lively one, we're expecting. I would just need to really, truly thank the community members. They've all been engaged. They've worked together in their questions and in their discussion. Everything's been positive, even if they're difficult conversations. They've been positive conversations, and I really appreciate the feedback from the community. I'm learning a lot. And then the last one is August 28th, and that's at the Senior Center. And an important note on that one is that's the one, thanks to a suggestion from one of our Accessibility Commission members, that is a hybrid meeting, so people can, it's not, you can watch it and you'll be able to participate from home in a hybrid fashion from your computer. So if getting to these meetings is a challenge, this is a great way to participate. And while we put some topics together to kind of spur the conversation, we're open to talking about anything at any of them. So if you weren't able to make it and that's the hybrid option is the best for you, bring whatever topic you'd like. We're happy to listen. And our team, the Danvers team, has been incredible at answering questions and helping navigate them as well. So please come join me. And we're learning a lot. So I really appreciate the feedback from the community.
Well, that's great. I mean, we picked the right town manager, right? I think so. All right, at this point, the board will consider the consent calendar items as they appear below.
Motion to approve.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, opposed? No. Okay. Correspondence, this is number 15, correspondence, select board new business, previous new business, updates, select board closing comments. And Gardner, would you like to start?
I got the same email everybody else got. Other than that, it's been a quiet summer, and I'm thankful for it. So I want to congratulate Falcon Fest for a successful event with their fireworks. That was great. I could see some of them from my house, actually. And glad to have them doing the work to support the community. I'm trying to remember if there were, I'm sure there were events that we've had in between the last meeting and this, but I'm at a loss at the moment, so thank you.
Oh, I should mention, thank you, Member Trask. The concerts at the library have been fantastic. So if you haven't gotten to those, please.
I didn't want to be self-serving.
I will do it for you.
Mike?
It's been a long, hot summer. I hope everybody's safe and healthy. We'll see you at the next meeting. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry, if there is going to be self-serving, I want to remind everybody that the Historical Society is running a beer garden next
that's right.
Tuesday, the 19th. So
Great, thank you.
please support them and bring your earplugs if you don't want to hear the band.
And Dan?
Thank you. New business. We had a restaurant closed downtown in March. It's been 6 months. Are we going to get the license back?
Are we talking about
Unity?
Unity?
Unity.
Yes.
I did get an update from him on July 14th that indicated that it was under agreement for sale to include the transfer of the license. I did receive several phone calls that an application was pending. However, I don't have it yet. So it was scheduled to come in last week. So I can reach out again to him
this week, but he is keeping in contact with us.
Well, that's good to hear, but procedurally, it's 6 months going unused, they should come before this board.
That's an option that the board has, right. He is keeping us informed. However, if you choose to do that, we can certainly go that process.
Well, if it's still the same situation come September 9th, I think he should be before the board to explain what he's doing.
Could I ask, is it not the case that they should just turn it in? I realize there is no presumption of, and I'm going to put it in air quotes, ownership of the license that to be transferred with the sale of this. This will be a new applicant who makes a new application, who is vetted on their own independent of the unity. Isn't it just simply turn in the license and then you're done?
Well, that's my thought.
May I?
But it does say 6 months. If I,
May I?
yes,
Thank you.
well, the chair is running the
Through the
meeting.
chair, may I?
Absolutely. Go ahead, Madam Clerk.
Thank you,
Yes,
Madam
thank
Chair. You can only have one liquor license at any given location. That owner at Unity has paid for that liquor license through 2025. So in theory, you would have to bring him before the board for non-use of license. In theory, by the time you do that, we would be up for renewals again, which would have to come in the month of November. And at that point, he most likely wouldn't renew because he would have to pay the full liquor license fee for next year, which you would also have the opportunity to maybe not renew that license because he isn't using it.
Madam Chairman, may I read from page 7,
Please
number
do.
3?
Thank you, Dan.
A license is considered inactive as the first day of closing. A license may remain inactive for no more than 6 months unless the license holder petitions the board for an extension. So it's 6 months. He says he's got something in the works. That's not petitioning this board for an extension.
We should ask him to come before us.
So to you, Madam Chair,
Yes.
what, I'm not familiar with that. What do we consider closing? Did they send us a letter saying that they're closing? And, because if they paid throughout 2025,
That has no bearing on it. It's 6 months. They close, they got 6 months, or they turn the license or petition this board for an extension.
Closing is when they stop utilizing the license. And
That's right.
we actually have more language in the liquor guidelines to say if you're closed over a certain amount of period, 2 weeks, I think it is, you
Yeah,
have to
it's
actually
considered-
I was gonna- okay.
let the select board.
Even if they don't tell us, if they close sometime in March and we discover it,
so if you take a 1-month vacation, you technically
You
can
would tell
lose your
us.
license?
No, you would let the board, you would let the licensing authority through the town clerk know that you're closed for a month for renovations, repairs, vacation, whatever it is, so that we're aware of the non-use and that you're not in any way penalized for that.
Is there a deadline as to how long it has to be closed for non-use, and then
6 months,
6 months.
6 months?
time before the board.
And we can extend that. The board has heard petitions to extend that, and that's fine. And I think that's what Select Board Member Bennett is suggesting, is that a letter to the clerk is not the same as requesting an extension or holding of their license
Beyond the 6
indefinitely. And we actually have language in it that says you can do it, so you can actually ask for just so many extensions.
Twice. Yep.
I remember reading that, yeah.
So the actual close date was March 28th of 2025.
So the end of August, so done before September.
September, right?
Your first
Is
meeting
that-
in September.
September.
Well, May, June, July, August, the end of September
Yeah.
would be 6 months.
End
September
of
28th.
September, so the second meeting in September, or which one would you like? We have the September 9 meeting, and then the September 23rd meeting.
Probably the 23rd, right? Well, what do we have on this, though, the 23rd?
If I may, the 23rd is the presentation,
Right,
that
let's
first
do
presentation.
the
yeah.
9th, right? Yeah, because we have our Town Meeting Act.
I mean, it would be simply, they could ask for an extension at that point in time, and we can grant it or not, depending on
Are we all in agreement on the September 9th?
circumstance, right.
Gardner?
Yes, sure.
Mike?
Yes.
Dee? Dan?
I won't be here.
Oh, okay.
Go
I
at
am.
it.
Okay. So, Madam Clerk,
I will inform him. I will call him tomorrow.
thank you very much.
Send him a letter.
Anything else? All right, so closing comments. Dan, did you have anything else?
Just at the end, I would always like to
I know,
thank the
yeah, you'll
Vitso,
go back,
but
yeah.
I'm fine otherwise.
Dee, hon?
Yes, I also attended the fireworks, so kudos to Falcon Fest for, it was a great event all around. And there was also a parade, thanks to David Mountain and the Rec and Sean Doherty. I forget what they called it. It was at the middle school a couple weeks back.
Yeah, they told me the day of, otherwise I would have loved to go. All the camp programs make floats.
Yes.
It's
yes.
Fireballs
apparently a
Parade.
No,
The park parade.
Parade, yeah.
Yes, they
The-
had
yeah, the-
winners, and it was really nice. The student that received the award earlier, I was just wondering if we should have, through you, Madam Chair, maybe you and the town manager
Get a picture.
a letter of commendation or something.
Could we do that, Joe? Oops, sorry.
Sorry, I made the whole meeting till now. I'm sorry,
There was a letter sent out by the manager.
Oh, I missed it.
Yeah, she
No,
did
it's in
send
your
that out.
packet.
Yeah.
Okay.
With a copy to Brian and the town clerk.
Oh, we could get a picture for social media with the fire chief and her, too.
I missed that.
We have to have her come back.
Yeah, we
Back, yeah.
kind of missed the
Okay.
opportunity.
All right, next
Thank
time.
you. And
Good suggestion.
Just say, the last point is, we had talked about, we had a subcommittee that was working on the goals for the town manager.
Yes, so,
Were we gonna get an update?
yeah, so what I was going to do, yep, I was going to ask all board members to get, we're waiting just for a couple more to get in.
Okay.
And then all that information goes to Ann Freitas, she's condensing it, and then she'll distribute it to us, and then we'll, that's for anybody that doesn't know, that every board member was asked to do goals and objectives for the new town manager. So we're
If I
working on
may
that.
interject,
Yes, you may, and Dan,
hot off the breast, everybody's goals are in here,
Yep.
and
some of them.
all of them.
Okay.
And Mike and I are meeting with Jill on the 19th at 11:30 to review the goals and then come back to you with a list of recommendations for the board to vote on the final goals.
That's great.
Okay.
Thank you, board members, for doing that, too.
Dan, could you, mine made it into the packet? I had sent them in yesterday.
It made it in.
Great,
It's hot off the press.
great.
Thank you.
Dee, anything else you
No,
want to
that's
say?
all. Thank you.
All right, so I've got a few things here. I want to say thank you to Falcon Fest, too. They do a spectacular job. What made me think of Endicott Park is that they're also doing a fundraiser to buy a brick again, Dan. I saw the scan. They have a nice sign there, so anything that we can do to help the Endicott Park. I do want to say thank you to our town manager. She's taken on a big role with what's been happening since she's come, and I want to say thank you to Ann Freitas for everything she does for us, and to the town clerk for keeping all our paperwork and me in order, too.
That's Ann and I are keeping
You
the
both-
paperwork in order.
You are. You both do a great job. Thank you to the staff for helping out with the trash, the DPW workers, everybody, all hands, help out. Let's see, Jill, thank you for coordinating the round tables for the residents. I think that's wonderful. Communication and transparency, and I attended one of them. It was really good. And I might go this week. But I really ask that you come and listen to what the staff has to say. Very informal, so it's nice, and very respectful. Let's see. I wanted to say good luck to the kids going back to school. Thank you to our superintendent, Dan, and the teachers and the staff for doing what they do. I also want to say thank you to Danvers Electric for keeping our power on during this heat wave. And then thank you for doing that bill for the Beverly Airport. That is a very much a subject that we want to stay on top of. And Mike, I think it's we talked about with Todd Deinstadt, right, for he's doing a good job, and
He is
Bill
doing-
Coswan, they're doing a
Yeah,
fabulous
yeah,
job.
yeah.
Thank you for that. And I just want to say, we're back. We've got a lot of work ahead of us, everybody. So, and I'd like to say thank you and have Dan do the closing comment.
If I may ask through you to the manager, will there be a tour for us of the schools before they open? Well, we've typically
We've done that
had
before.
some, right.
Yep.
Okay, I will check with the
date
superintendent.
is proposed.
Okay.
And if we get the tour, it's helpful to see what's going on.
Okay, and is it all of the, all five
All
elementary?
invited.
Okay.
No, we've never done all 5. It's the choice of the superintendent.
Superintendent, all right,
Where he
I will-
wants to take us.
And especially those who've had recent renovations that
Yeah.
were, major any major
Well, there's
renovation.
always something going on. But we'll leave it up to him, but
Okay,
just the
I will
date.
find out. And I did check in with him, well, we spoke today on a separate matter, but we meet monthly. He says schools are in great shape, DPW's been getting through their punch list, so they're confident
Usually that's
about
what he
the
shows
opening.
us, right.
Okay, great.
Okay, great. With that, everybody, if you see a vet, say thank you to the vet for their service. Thank you.
Good night, Danvers. Thank you.
Thank you.